This is my girlfriend's new car, and this is what happened one day after buying it. An oil pressure warning is bad news, especially because after weeks of navigating through shit boxes, I thought I found some gold. Clearly, I had missed something important, and possibly very expensive. Here is what I'm dealing with today. While I did manage to find a car with a working air conditioning, it smells interesting. First thing I did was to buy a new pollen filter. Let's see how the old one looks. I've seen worse. You can tell the difference, right? Exterior wise, this car is actually pretty bad. It's got a scratch on literally every panel. Maybe we can do something to make it look a bit less bad. I bought this. Don't ask me how much money it was, I don't remember. I'll just put it on the screen here. And for our next fix, we can move to the back of the car because our headlights are actually broken. And that means that I went back to my trusted Wallapop and bought some second-hand ones, which for this price, because once again, I don't remember how much they were. Okay, all right, you can really see this headlight has had it, and this looks way more fresh. To take off this headlight, if I'm not wrong, there's only one bolt. How easy is that? One of my first cars was a Clio Mark I, and to take off the light assembly of the rear, there were no screws. I always thought that was great. In theory, it comes out. This is really dirty. Yep, that's nasty. Look at how rusty is this, and yet it works. I'll at least give a wipe to these light bulbs. Unfortunately, I don't have a vacuum cleaner. It's gonna have to be like that. All we have to do now is put the old gasket on the new headlight. Quick job, instant satisfaction. And now it's just a matter of doing exactly the same thing on the other side. Where has this car been? Seriously. Well, you guys tell me if this is not a massive difference. They are darker than the ones I had before. That's good 25 euros spent. We're gonna stop here for today. Tomorrow I have booked a bridge, so I don't need to get out of the car like I always do. Change the oil filter, and then it's gonna be a project done. It's a new day. The last thing I want to do before going to the garage is to give a quick restoration to these headlights because they look foggy. Let's see if we can get that done in a couple of hours, and then we're off to the garage. I have bought a headlight restoration kit. I've never used one of those. So let's see what's inside and let's see what is exactly we have to do. I mean, they already look better. They are a bit foggy, but at least all the yellow is gone. Now I'm gonna give it a quick polish. I'm very curious for the final result. I have to admit, they don't look great. Anyway, this is a budget build. That's it in terms of exterior fixes. The headlights, they look better, of course. They're not perfect. The thing is that if you look at the rest of the car, it's also not perfect. Far from it. This will be just fine. So now that we're done with all the exterior fixes, we're gonna go to the garage and sort out the engine part. We are under the car. I am taking a look. I can see there's a bit of a leak here. It looks quite fresh. So I think we have a small oil leak from the pan. We'll take a look at that. I think it's coming from this gasket. And the rest looks pretty good. Oi. Oh, f***'s sake. It's tight. Alright. I'm taking a look at the sun plug and it looks quite clean actually. But I can see it's been painted black. It's kind of weird. The inside has been painted in black. After removing the sun plug, I always take away the gasket, which in theory should be a one-use gasket. So this we can throw away. I bought a new one and we're gonna go install it right now. Previous owner told me he was using a 5W30. We decided to change that and go for a 5W40, which I think is what this car was supposed to have. And I believe that's what will solve our issues with the oil pressure. While I'm under the car, I've noticed that there is actually a small leak coming from the gearbox. It's not a lot, so I think we will just gloss over this and act like it does not exist and move on to the next step. Smells a lot like petrol. Let's now lower the car so that we can change the filter as well. Removing the oil filter of the car should be easy. Should be. Someone tightened this like crazy. Should be easy. What the f***? Definitely too tight for an oil filter. Really no need to have it so tight. Filter looks quite good, but it's from Mecha Filter. Could be that this was just the wrong filter. That's why we were getting those errors as well. Old filter, new filter. This is the original from Citroen. Fits perfectly, and we can just go ahead and reinstall it. So now it's time for the reinstall. We don't need to tighten it like it was. We're gonna put it at 25 Newton meters as it says in the manual. And that's done. This engine is quite small. Should only take about 3.5 liters. So we're gonna start with 3. Let's see how far we are. I'm even surprised. This car looks good. I booked this lift for 1.5 hours, but since we are done in like 45 minutes, I decided to take a look at the brakes and let's see the state they are in. The discs are a bit eaten. For sure I will need to change that at some point. All in all, I would say that this car is quite good mechanically, and it was overall a good choice. I might be wrong, but it looks like this car had new shock absorbers, which would be crazy because this car only has 115,000 kilometers, and also it handles pretty bad. These wheels are so light. I'm used to my Subaru wheels, and this I can literally lift with one hand. Doing this with a lift and the big guns is just easy mode. We just finished doing the oil change on this car. It sounds much better. I'm not sure if I'm tripping, but we will check if the error comes back. I hope we solved it. The rest of the car looks good, but what this car is really begging for is a wash. So that's what we're gonna do now. And then we're gonna go for the final reveal of our budget daily driver. I've been testing this car for the last couple of weeks, and I have to say that this little C2 has been absolutely faultless. The engine light never came back on, and the airco is ice cold. For what I paid for it and just a couple of hours of work, I think this car was really worth it. I hope you enjoy watching. Put a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and see you in the next one.